Welcome back. Convenience could be hurting the luxury real estate market. Online property databases like Zillow make it easier for potential homebuyers to get information about a home, which is forcing more sellers to lower the asking price. A study by Trulia finds that almost 12% of luxury listings experienced a price reduction since appearing on the market. Joining me right now is former $1 Million Listing Miami star and real estate agent Sam DeBianchi. Good to see you, Sam. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good to see you.
So what?
Thank you for having me.
Tell us what's happening as a result of things like Zillow.
Well, here's the thing. You look on Zillow, you look at all these sites, and they say that your property is worth, if we're talking about luxury, your property is worth $1.5 million. So Joe Schmo says, hey, well, let's list for $1.5 million, Sam, when realistically we should be listed at $1.3 million because those are the true comps. And there's three different types of sellers in the market. There's the motivated seller, the person that actually wants to sell. There's the person that doesn't necessarily have to sell, but they want to sell. Maybe it's a second property, an investment property, or maybe they have plenty of money, whatnot. And then there's the last seller, and that is the experimenter. That's the person that comes to me and says, well, let's test out the market. And the problem with those testers is that they say, we're going to list for $1.5 million, but I know it's really worth, listing at $1.3 million. And of course, we get no traction, no traffic, no offers. We'll get some browsers, but not real buyers. And at that point, anyone who actually wants to sell or is a seller will want to sell at some point. So they're going to get frantic, and then they're going to say, well, I'm not seeing anything happen, so let's reduce. And then we reduce, and we chase the market. And had we actually priced right initially, we would have had a great offer. But at that point, you're missing the window of opportunities of great buyers who are ready to buy your property and make you money.
Right, but I mean, isn't it helping people in terms of the idea that you can go on the site and get these different prices and different looks? Is it helpful to the potential buyers?
It's helpful to an extent because remember, when you're looking online, you can only, as a seller, let's talk about sellers first. You can only base your Zestimate so much because a computer can't go in and see a layout. They can't see the flow. They can't see the finishes. They can maybe show you on photos, but you're not feeling it. You're not going into that property and experiencing it. You don't really understand the location. So as a buyer, buyers are coming on the market a lot more educated. So what's happening is that they are able to see the price history. Yeah. So let's say you list your place for $1 million or $500,000 for that matter, and you've reduced. I, as a buyer, I'm going to come in and say, well, you've continued to reduce, so maybe at this point I can just throw in a lowball, which of course I never want people to do, but you can come in and you're thinking, well, maybe they're a lot more motivated, or maybe they're desperate, which is never a word you want to have in real estate.
Well, that's the thing, because when you see that someone has been dropping their price time and time again over and a property is sitting there for 5 years, the potential buyer is a lot smarter when they've got that info. But I know it makes things more difficult. How's business overall, Sam? How would you characterize the real estate business right now?
I will say the summer was slow. The elections definitely took over a lot of people's attention. I mean, it was an ongoing Lifetime movie marathon. You just wanted to sit back and have the popcorn as you're watching, and I was just waiting for this to end. It was definitely slow. And, now after the election, I will say a lot of people are making moves. A lot of people just want to move forward with their life. It's still a great time to buy, even if rates go up. I know there were talks about 4%, over 4%, whatnot. Yeah. It is still very, very low. It is still good to buy. And as a seller, it's still a great time to sell, just as long as you are not overpriced. You can make money in this market. And as a buyer, you can get a deal. Not a steal, but you can get a deal.
All right. You're looking for some transactions. I know, Sam. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Sam DeBianchi there.
Good to see you.
Coming up.